Review of the Nerf Dungeons & Dragons Themberchaud, I think it's called. So, this blaster is a single-shot, band-powered crossbow thing. Let's get into it. Of course, starting out with a external overview, there's no in-strike barrel lug. I'm sure you couldn't tell. But cosmetically, I think this looks awesome, because, you know, it looks like a dragon. It looks like the dragon Themberchaud from Dungeons & Dragons, whoever that is. But just up and behind it, we have kind of where you load this. So this is a band-powered blaster, so this band powers your blaster. And if you cut that, your blaster is no longer going to work. But how you prime this is you take this with 2 fingers and pull it back, and it'll catch in this slot here. And side note, this is the included darts, but they're just elite darts with you know, altered colors. But you push that over very simply, and then you pull the trigger and fire. No tack rails up top. Underneath, we have dart storage, and it is worth knowing, please don't use this dart storage. It is terrible. It is some of the worst dart storage that I've ever seen. And obviously these faux bow arms don't do anything except for holding the elastic cord. Now down to the grip. Brace yourself. I'm about to complain. It's a terrible grip. It's way too small for what it is. And the length of pull from front to back, if you thought the double dealer was bad, this is like 10 times worse. Like, I kid you not, like, I'd use the tip of my finger, and it's a very, very heavy trigger pull. The grip isn't well designed or filleted or anything, but I'll rant about that more later on in the video. Right behind it, we have this cosmetic plastic, which is supposed to kind of go over your arm. Doesn't do a very good job of it. It's way too small. It's definitely not meant for an adult's hand, as I'm sure you can tell. And yeah, it just digs into my hand. It just makes this further unusable. After like 10 shots, I just want to throw it down to the floor. And back at the back, we have the tape. Dropping stuff today. And at the very back of the blaster, we have this tail that articulates, kind of, but not really. It's posable, more or less, and it is advertised to be used sort of to go like around your arm. It's sort of supposed to kind of go up and down and around your arm like that. Yeah, something like that. Other than that, it's a really big cosmetic piece that doesn't really do anything for the function of the blaster, but I suppose it makes it unique. It's a very unique blaster. You're not going to see many Nerfers wielding these on the field. Firing this table right here. Note, some of these darts that I'm using are old, but bright for video visibility. And now that you're back from the firing demo, I put this over my chronograph and I got an average of 53 feet per second, which is way slower than that 70 FPS par that we should expect out of Nerf and that 90 FPS par that we should expect out of Dart Zone. So yeah, super slow in the chrono. Now overall, I technically didn't jam this blaster, but there is a lot of cases where, especially if the darts aren't brand new, they would like fishtail out the blaster and just like kind of tumble through the air for about 10 feet and just fall straight down. But aside from that, I did not have any other jams or malfunctions. So overall, this blaster technically does what it sets out to do. It didn't jam or malfunction. It doesn't shoot very hard, and it is very uncomfortable. And I really need to like sell that hard. This is one of the most uncomfortable blasters I've ever used. Just holding it's fine, but then you go to use it and it just wants to eat your hand. So now onto my buy recommendation. Overall, I don't see any reason why you would buy this blaster at all, like literally any reason whatsoever. I mean, if it's just that cool looking of a prop, then sure, I guess, but just get a prop, man. Yeah, I'm sure you couldn't expect that coming. It's kind of a nifty idea to have like a dragon crossbow, but in practice, they went with like the laziest possible way of designing it and made it more or less a reskin of that like Chewbacca crossbow thing from like 10 years ago, or that Rebel Diamondista, or any one of those. There's been several of these at this point. It's a reskin of that, but just ergonomically terrible. So overall, very low opinion. Please don't buy one of these. Overall, this might very well take the cake for worst blaster of 2024. I think this was released. But that's my review and opinion on the Dungeons & Dragons Themberchaud by Nerf. Hopefully you had a good time watching, and I shall see you in the next video.